Hello, and welcome to the Windy Synth. Today, we're going to tear down the MIDI EWI from Vangoa. I've put this little thumb holder hook on. I'm going to take that off. That's not normally on there. And we're going to take this apart. Two screws. Don't need the little mouth condom. And then you need some pry tools, like guitar pick or this little pry tool thing. And you need to wedge it in somewhere. Like this. Maybe use two of them so one of them doesn't collapse on itself again. That. I've already had this apart once, so it's a little easier for me this time. It sort of makes a snapping noise. It didn't break though, so it's good. And that's what it looks like inside. This is the speaker connection here. These two sensors here come over to this touch sensor board with these two wires, like that. And then this set of wires here is these touch sensors here. There's 11 touch sensors, or 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 there, and then 2 on this side. So there's 12 total. This is an I2C, probably an I2C capacitive sensor chip that has 12 connections in it, at least. And then this is an I2C connection here over to this other board. And you can pop either side off and easily pull that out. Now that blue tab needs to come on the upside so that these contacts go on the bottom when you put this back together. Then there's a LiPo battery, 3.7 volts, 800 milliamp hour LiPo battery. And that's connected with this connector here. You can pull out these tubes, that, and undo these screws. These 3 screws here, and then that's about it. Yeah. There we go. The other side of the board is like this. There's the display, and then the buttons, push button switches. And this chip here is probably the Bluetooth. This is an antenna here. And this is the Bluetooth probably. Either that or it's something to do with the charging circuit, or this is the charging circuit for the battery. It's all down there. And so that's, let me get this out of here. Careful with that. It's in there tight. Anyway, that's the board, the main board. This processor chip here, there's a number on it there. It looks like they have etched off the main number to that chip. So, don't know what microprocessor it is, but I'm sure it's some sort of microprocessor. And that chip there, not sure what that one does. Have to look that one up. And it's just the audio connector and the connectors and some capacitors and some other miscellaneous resistors, etc. There's an oscillator, 12 megahertz. Okay, that's that board. This board here, I'm not even going to bother to take out. I looked at it the other. It's just a single-sided board. There's nothing on the other side, not even a silk screen. These just look like every sensor has a capacitor tied to ground and then a trace going over to this U1 chip. You can see that it's labeled with ground, SDA, SCL, and VDD here, which indicates that this is an I2C connector, which is cool because once I could buzz that out, and then I can replace this board, this processing board, with my own design if I want to, and then make it, make a better sounding synthesizer and with some other features, and then use this case with the touch sensors as sort of a base for the project. This breath sensor here, let's see if I can, is just soldered on this little board. It would be easy to unsolder here and then solder it onto my own board. There's some markings here. Let me look at these later. See what that's all about. If there's anything interesting there. It could be just internal numbers that they use for their boards. And that's the teardown of it. Let's see. We can put it back together.